Yes, and we can talk about subject of love, part two. What is love really? I already did a part one, and I'm going to continue to this video because I didn't get to finish it. Anyway, the first video I touched on in the young days, when you were a little baby, a little child going on to teens, and what we knew about love then, right? I touched about how we experienced love during that time in our lives growing up, because pretty sure from time to time we sense the love of our parents, our mom or pa, the way how they treated us and pamper us and all that. We learned, I think, a bit about what love is. And I'm pretty sure we really excelled in it. We loved every moment of it. We cherished every moment of it. Who don't want to be loved? It's a nice feeling to be appreciated, especially if both of your parents seem to really, really love you, really appreciate you, and they show it by their actions, right? Yeah. So when we hit our teens, we that love continue, and even though we become more isolated from the parents or more distant from our parents, we still feel a love because we during the teens we tend to still live at our parents' house, right? So because it brings security, comfort, everything else, and lots of good parents they continue to if both parents stick together and not divorce or anything like that. You're lucky to grow up in a house like that. You have both parents loving you as a teenager. Tend to feel very secure that you live in an environment where of a house of love. And after that, then we might go on to hit early 20s, from the teens to early 20s, and then we start thinking about branching away from your parents, going to live on your own, renting your own apartment somewhere else, becoming independent, and in some cases even marriage at an early age, in the 20s. So we get a good idea from our growing up what love is all about. And I'm pretty sure that anybody that's normal would really, really appreciate that part of being human, is to be loved and to love. To be loved and to give love back in return. Nothing like a mom's love. It's unparalleled, a mom's love. I would think that a mom's love would be greater than a father's love. But a father is quite capable of loving, but I think the mom's love would be overshadowed out of a father's love, which kids would just appreciate it all. Whether it's a mom's love or a father's love, they just want to be loved. And if a child was well loved growing up, then that child would tend to be more normal, become a more normal member of society, and fit society better, I think, and go on to live a more productive life because of the security and the love that the child got when it was a baby and growing up under the parents' roof. So it has a lot of benefits. Belonging to a house where you feel well loved. And not all of us are lucky to be in a house where both parents stick together and we feel the love. We're not all lucky. Some of us come from broken homes, single parent homes, and we don't get that love. And sometimes we go on to drop out of school, get menial jobs as we try to fit into society, and become just average people in the world. But it's all part of being human. It's all part of what it is like to exist here on earth. But if we're lucky and we grow up in that secure household with both a father and mother inside, then I think we are more lucky than the ones that come from broken marriages, etc. But love is wonderful. Right? Love is wonderful. A lot of people mix up what love is really all about. But my idea of what love is that love is not lust. And if you're a male, you see a girl or a woman, the opposite sex, and if you just lust behind her, that is not love. Love is the little things. Love is where you want something meaningful with that person. If you want a relationship, where you don't want that person for what you could get from them. You want to be around that person for what you could offer. It's a two-way street. And not just getting from the person, it's what you could give in return. Love means, I think, that you never think of yourself. If you're late teens or early 20s and you got a girlfriend or whatever, then you have to give and take. You don't only think of yourself, you're thinking about your partner, your girlfriend, you're thinking about their happiness, right? And what you have to offer. Not only asking for things, but what you could give in return, what you have to offer. And I think with a good upbringing and a solid household, then we could have a lot to offer our partner when that time comes. When we're old enough to have a relationship, right? Then we could offer that love, right? That is what love is about to me. It's a two-way street. It's giving, not just receiving, but giving to your utmost. Doing the little things that, the other person would want you to do, but expect of you unconditional love, unconditional giving of yourself. That's my idea of what this thing called love is, right? And not thinking about yourself, just thinking of yourself as a two-way street, right? As a union of two, right? And if you could think along those lines, then if you have those feelings that you give to your partner, you get it in return, then that would be true love, I think. That would be wonderful. And that's what we need, right? We need true love. Everyone is looking for true love, but sometimes it's very hard to find. But if you work hard enough at it, you could build true love, I think.